Hello guys, today I wanted to show you this. Over here in this area we have a bunch of our spare beekeeping equipment set up here. It's where we keep our boxes that we're going to use in the future and our frames and stuff. And nearby we have swarm boxes set up because occasionally we'll have a swarm move in to this area. And today I would like to show you what I'm going to do. A swarm moved into this box about a month ago, and they've cross-combed some of the combs in the bottom box. And that means when you use frames with no foundation in them, the bees are allowed to draw the comb wherever they want. And unfortunately, in my swarm box, they have drawn their comb across one frame to another. And so I'm going to show you how to fix the cross comb, and I'm actually going to move the bees out of the swarm box into a 10 frame hive body that I want to have them in. Okay, so here is an 8 frame box that I have right here. I always keep a hive box with me too for working into or moving my combs into them. And so this is the kind of box I keep around for working into, and I'm going to bring my setup here a little closer. This is a 10 frame hive body that I've got all set up and ready. And I'm going to move the bees into this box and then put this box right back here where they were so they're not lost. And let's get into it. Let's see what we got in here. I always use a little smoke. You can look on my channel. I'll have a video on there on how to light a smoker if you're curious on how to light a smoker. And so this swarm moved in about a month ago, and there's a couple combs in the bottom. Oh, beautiful bees. No hive beetles. Good. And it looks like they're doing a fantastic job of not cross-combing the top box. So I think I'm just going to remove this box and set it aside. Maybe I'll use my nifty box here. And I'm just going to pull this top box off and set it aside. This is a nice big swarm. Very active. Look at that. Look at all those beautiful bees. They're doing a great job. I'm going to set them down right here because it looks like they did a pretty good job of keeping these nice and straight up here. One reason why you don't want to have cross combing, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I'll try to show you, but this comb right here kind of goes diagonal. So they're connecting these two frames together. And that makes it hard to work your bees, keep your bees, and make sure there's no problems. So I'm going to start with removing this outside frame right here. I'm going to pull that one out. I don't see any cross combing there. So we're going to come in here. Hi ladies. And we're just going to slowly pull this one out and set it in my 10 frame box right there. And then we'll slowly pull the other frames towards me, cutting them apart and working them into the new box as we go. And maybe we'll get to see the cleaning today. They're drawing beautiful white combs. They're very industrious. There we go. So this is the first frame I've pulled out. It is not cross-combed. They're filling this new wax with honey, putting a cap on it. These are very nice bees. I'm so glad they decided to join us here. Just going to set this down in the new box very gently. Kind of a nice, clean combed. All right, this next frame I believe has a little bit of cross combing and it's connected, but I'm just gonna slowly pull it towards myself and see if we can't detach. Oh, this one is not connected to the other frame, so that is good. Not a really bad cross combing, that's for certain. Sometimes they can get really bad. This is going to be a big full frame. Oh, beautiful. There's brood I can see already. Gorgeous looking bees. This is kind of their food frame. They've got some pollen stores in here, some capped brood in this area. And I'm not seeing any eggs or larvae. Looks like they're keeping this one for food in the future. Don't see the queenie here. Got a little bit of a traffic jam going on too because I'm standing in the way. I'm working on their hive, but they'll be all right. They'll find their way in. Gonna set this frame in here. I think we're probably gonna need 2 boxes because they've got quite a bit of comb in the top box as well. So we're gonna have probably some empty frames on the top. All right, so this next one, I believe, it is cross-combed. It has a nice piece of wax right here that's normal, and then starting right here on the corner, it's got a piece of comb that's connected to the next one. So I'm just gonna gently take this frame and try to work it towards me. I don't know if you can get in here and see, but this comb right here is connected to this frame and it shoots over and it connects to this one as well, which is something you don't really want to have. You want your hives to be workable. You want to have it easy to get in here and check the status. So I'm just very carefully pulling it towards myself, trying not to do too much damage. And you can see the comb here is starting to break apart. They're coming in there to slurp up the honey that's being released. And this is kind of how you fix it. I'm just going to pull it toward me to detach. You can even, I can come in here a little bit and cut this comb here off this frame. It's okay if honey leaks out. They're really good at keeping their hive clean. They know what to do. They know how to fix this. Okay, so there you go, look. This one was attached to this frame. I've cut it off here a little bit, and now it's just kind of hanging on the outside there. So I'm gonna pull this frame of bees all the way out. See? This is where it was connected to this frame and it moved over to the next. A nice looking frame of bees here. Got a little bit of brood left to hatch out. And it seems like maybe the queen has moved up into this upper box and is probably laying in some of this new stuff they've got. All right. So I'm just going to set this in order right here next to this other frame. We don't need to do a whole lot of work on it because it's not connected to another one. What I might do is, right here on this frame, you see how it's kind of bubbled out like this? You can do what's called buttering, and you can kind of smash this comb just a little bit in like this to keep them more in line. It seems like it's going to make a big mess and it's not good to do, but it's okay. Look, they'll come and drink that honey right up. They'll come and fix that. And so you can kind of butter your combs a little bit and push them in so that you don't have these fat frames that are hard to get in and out of your hive. And you just very gently kind of smash it down so that bump is not so big and protruding out. And look, they're so good. They're coming right up, slurping up that honey. They won't waste a drop. And you'll have easier frames to move if you can do this kind of maintenance on your hive. So I'm just very gently working around the ladies here. Don't want to mess them up, creating a bit of a traffic jam because I'm in the way, but that's all right. And we're just gonna butter this down a little bit. They're cleaning it up almost as fast as I'm doing it. And you just want to be real gentle. I don't want to hurt anybody. Go, ladies. Come on. Okay, so that's pretty good for me. I just didn't want it to be sticking out. Okay, so now this next frame here got that piece that we cut off the old one is kind of hanging out here. So I'm gonna pull this towards myself again, and then we're gonna try to nudge that comb up into the frame where it should be. Oop. Sorry, ladies. They're all right. They're not too mad at me for that. Okay, so this one is connected again to the next frame. It looks like it kind of is going this way. I'm just gonna very, very gently pull it away from the other frame. Got some cross combing going on over on this side too. That's okay. They'll clean it up. I got someone checking me out. Very, very gently. There we go. Okay. So this one is kind of connected down in here, so I'm just going to use my tool if I can. And I think I'm actually going to cut right here. There we go. It's kind of a loose piece of comb. I'm going to tuck it up in there like this. It's kind of flopping out there. They're all kind of drawn this way onto the other frame. So I'm going to pull this one out as well, and I'm going to set it right here on the hive for a second. I'll come on down here. Got a nice pattern of brood here, and look here, it looks like they've drawn a tiny little piece of comb. I'm going to remove that because I want them to keep this nice and straight. Oh, how cute is this? A little piece of honeycomb with our ladies on it. I just always set this on their doorstep or on top so they can get the honey out of there. So we're going to take this frame they're looking good. I still haven't seen any eggs. I imagine she's laid upstairs. So I'm going to very gently just try to squeeze this comb that's not in the right spot in the right spot. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to very, very gently, this has got their brood on it. Sometimes you're going to cut it away from the top. Okay? And just very gently try to work this comb into where it should be. And that way, when I go to work it next time, I won't have to do any of this. I'll be able just to pull these out, check for eggs, check the brood, see how they're doing, and also I'll have them in my 10 frame box and out of the swarm trap here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It's not hanging out the side anymore. This side's a little bit bulged, but it's brood, so you can't butter brood. You can only butter honey. I've got one checking me out here. Okay. So I think I'm gonna put this in the hive and butter that section, just a little bit of honey at the top that's kind of sticking out. So we're gonna move this over here. We buttered this section before, so hopefully they don't draw that comb onto this section there. So there you go. And I'm going to do a little bit of buttering here at the top, just because they've got some honey bulging, and I want them to keep this nice and straight. But you cannot butter the brood. That'll ruin your babies. Only honey. But that's okay. We're just gonna smush this down just a little bit. They'll get right to work on it. No problem. I can tell they're getting a little anxious too. I've got their home split up. I've got some in this box, some here, kind of standing in their way. I can feel them a little bit getting nervous. I'm not nervous. I know they're going to be all right. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Pull this next frame out very gently, very easily. Sometimes they want to come check out my face. I kind of don't want them doing that. Sorry, girl. A little bit of a quick movement there. They're doing really well. How nice are these bees, right? They're so calm. They're checking me out a little bit, wondering what's going on. But they're doing really good. Okay, so I think this is possibly the last, sorry, sweetheart, the last cross comb one in here. And this hive is really not that bad. They haven't really, I mean, sometimes bees can take their comb when you have foundationless frames, and they can draw their comb at 90 degrees to your frames, and boy, that's a mess. This one is really not that bad. Just a couple of them stuck together, a little bit of buttering that we have to do. But mostly, get a little bit of smoke in here. I can feel them getting just a little anxious, trying to see what I'm doing. I promise I'm helping. Okay, so this comb is also stuck to the bottom. Very propolis in there. All right, look at this one. Look at that comb. Sticking way out on the edge, kind of wobbly. We don't want it like that. And then what they've done, oh, they've got a queen cup. You guys see this? Okay, I wonder. Haven't seen any eggs yet. Curious about their queen. This one really doesn't like me. It's having a fit that I'm doing this. There's a queen cup right here. I always check queen cups. I want to know. I kind of peel back a little bit. It's empty. It's just there for emergencies. But I am going to remove this piece of comb right here. I'm going to completely take it out because I want to be able to smash that other one, the other comb over here that was attached to the other frame. I want to be able to smoosh that into place. So I'm going to have to use my Hive tool here. And I'm just going to very gently come and take this comb. I'll put it in an empty frame and give it to them. I'm not going to completely take it from them. But I don't want it here. Gently set that down. Beautiful comb. All right, same as before. I'm going to flip this around and as gently as I can, tuck. Oh, sorry. Sometimes you smash one, and sometimes they're really interested in what I'm doing. Hang a little smoke here. There we go. So, just removing a little bit more of this comb that was stuck here. Go. Set it on the front door. I'll work on that for a minute. And then, like before, just as gently as I can, I'm going to push this comb into place. I'm sorry, sweet ladies. I know this is really not fun for you guys. That's pretty exciting for me. Just as gently as I can, trying not to hurt anybody. Pushing them in here. Trying to get these combs as straight as I can so that when I'm back in the hive later, it's not a problem. And if you see on this one, look at this, it's got a big bump right here of honey. I'm also gonna butter that down when I set this in the hive. But there, now we don't have these frames attached to each other anymore. So I think I'm going to butter this one out here because it goes in this direction, I believe. So we're just going to very, very gently kind of push in this honey here so they can keep their combs a little straighter. Sorry, girls. I know you'll get right to it, though. I don't want to do too much. This wasn't connected to a frame, so it's all right. I just want to smash it down a little bit. All right, so this frame goes into the new box. Slide that down in there. Slides in perfectly, and this will be much easier to work in the future. So the next 3 frames that I have left in this hive body, I don't believe are cross-combed at all, so this should be pretty easy. I just slide them towards me, move them over, and then we'll see what we got in the top box, see what we can move into this box. Beautiful. This one is not connected at all to the other frame. Beautiful and straight. A little bit of brood left to hatch in this. Still haven't seen any eggs. It's concerning me a little bit. But maybe we'll see some up top, huh? They're looking beautiful. I'm just going to move this straight into the other box. I'm not going to take too much time. I want to get them all back in their house. All happy. All right, ladies. Go. Okay, next frame. Moving quickly. It's a really nice hive. Looking really good. It's always scary when you move a little too fast. It's all right, ladies. Nothing to see here. Yeah, a little bit more smoke. Just want to keep with my calm attitude, keep with the happy bees. They're doing such a great job. Give them a nice home. And then eventually we'll try to move this box over to our bee yard, which you can't see right now, on the other side of our yard. That's for another video. Beautiful straight comb. Definitely some brood to hatch in here. Still no eggs, so I'm super curious about what's going on. Just gonna move this frame over here. Such a beautiful box of bees. I love seeing this population. I love seeing all the frames completely covered. Lots of bees working the tops of the frames. This is a very strong hive. Any of the honey that dropped in here, they've already cleaned it up. Very industrious. Last frame in the bottom, and then I'm going to move the box over here. We're going to trade places. Gorgeous. They're doing a great job. Got a little bit of pine cone right there. Take that out. They're doing great. some more brood. This has got a nicer brood pattern in it. Nice and tight. Looks freshly capped. Very good. Haven't seen Queenie. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Oh, here's a hive beetle. One hive beetle. Two hive beetles. You guys see this? Can you get in here? Look, I smash them. I kill every hive beetle that I can. I'm going to take a minute here maybe to wait for these couple hive beetles to surface. And that's how we deal with hive beetles. I smash and kill every one I can find. I don't know where the other ones went. Well, I got a couple of them. Oh. Here we go. Seems like they always know when you're coming. There we go. I love it. Get you out of there. Okay, I'm gonna move this last frame over into the box, and then I'm gonna switch them around. Maybe we'll have less of a traffic jam. So this was an 8-frame swarm trap that we have here, and this is a 10-frame box, so I'm gonna have to move a couple of their frames from up above down here. All right, so not so bad with cross combing. I'm gonna move this piece of comb on top of their hive. Let them deal with that for a second. I'm going to pick up this box and move it aside and carry that one right here. I see some more hive beetles also in the bottom of this box, so I may smash some more. Set the hive tool down for a minute. Put their home right here. Ooh, it's heavy. There we go. I think I'm going to go get myself a brick, because if you can see, my hive is leaning towards the back. That's not good. That can collect water. The back of your hive can fill up with water, so I'm going to go grab a brick real quick. You guys keep an eye on the bees for me. So I got an extra brick. I'm going to tuck it behind the box back here so that the hive is tilting towards the front door. Perfect. Now, any water that gets in there is going to run out the front door. Okay. So now, this is the box that was on top. And I'm going to take a couple. There's some empty frames in there, so probably put those in a top box. And there's a couple drawn frames in here. So I think I'm going to move this to here. Okay. And so there's a lot of frames in here that are empty. I'm just going to take them out, set them in my extra hive for a minute, and try to pull the frames that have comb, put them in the bottom, and maybe we'll add a box, maybe we won't. Let's see what we've got in here. So, like I did in the bottom box, I'm going to remove the outside frame. Big traffic jam, whole new box. They're wondering what's going on. Why is this new? The entrance is different. They'll figure it out. Here we go. First frame out of the top box out. Looks like they're festooning, which is when they are hanging. Oop. It's all right. I'm doing good things for you, ladies. No need to worry. I see a hive beetle on here. I'm gonna smash it. Smash all of them that I can. Do not want these in the hive. The bees do a good job at containing them in areas so they don't take over. All right, I'm just going to set this over here for now. Set that aside. You can, I mean, there's just some lady bees on here. You can knock them back into the hive like this. Go ahead and just take them off the frame. Put them back in the hive. All right, next frame is empty as well, so I'm just going to remove it from the box. I can hear them buzzing. They sound happy about their new home. Lots of festooning bees on this one. They may have a little bit of comb drawn at the top. Let's see. Oh, look at them. Hanging around, drawing some comb. No comb on here yet, though. So I'm going to knock these bees into this hive. Give them a little shake. A little knock. They'll go down in here and help clean up the honey. They were starting to draw comb, just the tiniest little bit. We don't need that frame in there right now. The next one does have a beautiful white comb. Hopefully it is not attached to the one next to it. It is not. It's gorgeous. I'm going to take it and set it down in that box. Sometimes I gotta let them know everything is okay. I'm doing good things. Maybe a little bit of smoke, calm them down, calm me down. All right. So we put this box on top of the swarm, I think about a week and a half ago. So they've done this amount of work in a week and a half. Drawn is a gorgeous white comb. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to just set it out here. It looks like it doesn't have much, but just a little bit of nectar in the top. No brood. We're going to use this to fill out this box. And actually, since this comb has only nectar in it and no brood, and I'm feeling like the next comb has brood, I'm going to put this frame on the outside. Keep the brood closer in, and I think I need to squeeze my frames together a little bit here. There we go. Make room for the last frame that's going to come in here. Just going to squeeze it together nice and tight. There we go. Oh, got me. That's going to leave a welt. Get a little smoke here in my face, maybe. There we go. Ladies, you've done so good. Stay calm. Okay. Ooh, it's a spicy one. It's almost like you can taste it. Good sting. Good for you. There's a lot of comb, so I think I'm going to have to add another 10 frame box to this and move them up. Yeah, they're starting to get pretty angry. We've got a storm coming, so I want to do this quickly. And there's eggs in this frame. I don't know if we'll be able to get a close-up of that. There's definitely eggs in this, so Queenie is definitely around in here somewhere. Okay, so I had a quick battery change, and now we're back at it again. I've got 10 frames in the bottom box. I've got an extra 10 frame for the top. I'm going to set that on there and finish moving these frames over. So I'm going to move comb. There's definitely wanting me to finish up. You can tell they're very excited. Okay, so I want these new combs to be in the middle. I'm going to go ahead, there's 4 of them, I'm going to go ahead and put some extra combs out here on the side so that I have their brood and their combs already in the middle. My Hive tool right here. We're just going to pull this frame out and put it in. Beautiful. Not going to waste too much time. Just going to start sliding them right in here. Definitely want to get done before they start getting really mad at me for this. There we go. This one has a beautiful comb on it as well. Actually, this one is cross comb to the next. Just a little bit. It was kind of tucked right up in here. It really wasn't that bad. Just a little bit stuck. Lots of festooning bees. Beautiful. There's eggs in here. I'm not going to look for the queen. I know they're doing great. She's in here somewhere. I'm just going to move them right up in here. Okay, this next one has a little bit of comb on it. I want to put this in an empty frame. I'll do that last. Let them have that piece of comb. All right. Last frame here that's got a little bit of comb on it. Slowly pull that towards myself and move it into the box. They're doing great. How lucky are we to have bees just move into a hive? I didn't have to go cut them out. We didn't have to catch a swarm. They came on their own. It's awesome. All right, so this comb, this frame here, I'm going to try to tuck that piece of comb in there. I might be able to get it to stick. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute here to just try to set this in there. Really fragile, nice new comb. I think I'm going to tuck it aside. You can use rubber bands. I could put a rubber band over the frame. I think I'm just going to squish it like so. Very gently set it down in there. They'll attach it in minutes. You'll have a lady here saying, come on, please be done with this. And I am. I'm done. I'm telling you. We're getting there. All right, so I just have to fill this up, finish putting these empty frames in here. So I have 10. Get them all happy. Another sting. They definitely want me to finish. One more frame. Last frame. It's always funny. Put the last one in and I swear I can just feel them immediately. Take it down a notch. They're in there. Good to go. Alright, so all we have now is the old box here. There's several bees down in here on the side. I always give it a quick look and make sure Miss Queenie's not in here. Smash any hive beetles I see, because I do not like them. Bees do not like them. Our chickens love them. And after you smash hive beetles, you've checked and made sure the queenie's not hanging out on the side of the box, you can just give your box a little shake over the hive. Kind of shake them out of there. So they're home. Just a couple left. I'll let them stay right here for a minute. Same thing, this is the bottom box. I'm just looking, giving it a quick look, making sure Queenie wasn't scared, and she decided to hang out here. I'm going to tip it upside down and just dump these extra bees into the hive. Maybe do it without all this extra stuff here. So get just a little bit more smoke for this last bit. Here we go. All right. Oh, there's a bunch in there. So, woo! Still quite a few. All right, there's just a couple. They'll leave and find their way back home as we set that hive close by. Got the lid right here. I'm going to grab it. Put the lid on. There you go. They are not cross-combed anymore. They're in a new 10-frame hive. And I'll leave them like this for a little while, and eventually I want to move them to my bee yard, so I'll move them a couple feet every day until they're over where I want them. And I hope you liked the video on how to fix cross comb in your swarm hive, and hope to see you next time.